Hi, I'm Ange Mack. Welcome to Operation Freedom 2, a solution-oriented, fun, and friendly show focused on our veterans' quality of life. This is my first interview show, and I'm very happy to have with us Debra Balestreri from the Workhouse and the Arts Initiative out of Lorton, Virginia. Debra, thank you for coming today, and thank you for being with us on my very first interview show with Operation Freedom 2.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm really excited to do this. This is great.
Yeah, this is fun. This is going to be a first of many great shows and programs we're going to have in here, just highlighting the wonderful programs we have here in Prince William and throughout Northern Virginia. So I was really glad when you said okay and you would come on board and share some of the things you're doing. When we start the show, I have a new segment that I'm bringing up, and it's called My Community Cares Share. And today I'm going to share with you a story all around this veteran card. And there's a program going around Prince William and Manassas, and what this is we have elementary school children throughout Manassas Park, making veteran cards for our military and our veterans, and they write beautiful notes in them. And the way this process works is these elementary schools all over Prince William will make these cards. Then the Americanlegionriders will get on their motorcycles. They'll go out to all of these schools. They'll meet the children and they'll collect these cards. And then the process for this card was the Northern Virginia Veterans Association got a bulk of these. We took them to a fabulous Veterans Day program out the Hilton Performing Arts Center. And the Brownies got these cards. They ran around and they offered them to our veterans. And this is an example of one of the cards. And they have wonderful little messages inside from the kids that just put their heartfelt thank yous in there to all our veterans and the sacrifices for their countries and keeping our country safe. So anyway, this is this month's Our Community Cares Share. So I just wanted to let everyone see what our community does and how wonderful we all come together to do these great things for veterans. So Debra, tell me about this military initiative in the arts program that you have going. Well, I said that backwards.
Okay.
So say it right for me.
The Workhouse Military and the Arts Initiative.
The Workhouse Military and the Arts Initiative.
It's a mouthful.
So yes, yeah, it is, but I should know it by now. So when did this get started for you, and why did you get involved with this? Why is this interesting to you?
Well, we are in our second year of operations for the Military and the Arts Initiative. It's not to say that we haven't had military programs before at the Workhouse Art Center. We have. It's been under different nomenclatures over the years. But a couple years ago, about 2.5, 3 years ago, I was kind of handed this as a program and told to make something new of it. So I got a little excited. I'm a military brat. Yes. My dad is a Marine Corps veteran, served in Vietnam.
Hoorah!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I got kind of excited to be a part of something that I've grown up with my whole life. So when it was handed to me, I knew that there was a lot of things that we had done that were great, but there were things that we hadn't really touched on. One of those areas I really wanted to blossom at the Workhouse was the idea of clinical arts therapy at the Workhouse, specifically for service members. So being an artist, I know the power of art. I know how it can heal. I know that sometimes it's easier to draw a picture than speak the words when you're in pain. So that was one of my main goals in starting and kind of rekindling this program of what it could be. And I am not a clinical therapist, so I had to find the right people to do that job for me. It took a little while to find those individuals, but that's how it kind of blossomed into what it is now. So that's the great art therapy program, but you also have multiple other, kind of run down the list real quick of like all the different things, everything from dancing to pottery to knife forging. Tell me the list. I want to hear it all. The Workhouse is huge. We're a 55-acre campus, so we have every art discipline under the sun there. So it didn't make a lot of sense to kind of seclude the program into one thing. So the approach for the Military and the Arts Initiative was a more holistic approach. We want to make sure to touch on people's nutrition, so we offer culinary classes. We want to make sure to touch on the mind and body and the health and fitness, so we offer dancing classes. We have yoga and art together. All of these programs kind of
yoga and art together. Like you're doing yoga like a pose, and then you're making art.
You start with the yoga, and then you move on to the art.
Okay. I was like that would be. I like yoga, but that would be
it's fun. It's fun. And then another thing too is that we wanted to make sure the service member is a very important part of this program, but they don't serve alone. They have caregivers, they have spouses, they have children that get affected by the same things, when their dad's coming home from deployment and dad's not quite the same, having an opportunity where they can have a workshop together and kind of rekindle those family ties, it was important to us as well. That's part of that holistic idea.
So you have family programs.
Absolutely.
So it's the mom, it's the dad, it's the kids, it's maybe the dog. So everybody comes.
Service dog is welcome.
So what is one of those programs where it's the whole family?
Awesome. It's our Make and Take program is really, really popular. It is a program that meets on Saturdays from 11 to 1. And the idea is that as a family, you can come together. A new topic is introduced every Saturday, and you walk away in a 2-hour period with a finished product.
Oh, neat.
So you're learning a new art form every Saturday with your family and get to walk away with something you've created together.
Wow, wow, that sounds amazing.
They fill up really fast.
I bet. I also saw that you had veteran dating.
Yeah.
What is this veteran dating? Is this like a veteranmatch.com type, going and like speed date or swipe on, swipe off someone? How does that work?
So we have date nights. We call them our military and the arts date nights.
Oh, it's date nights. Do you bring a date? Or
absolutely.
Or do you show up and look for a date?
You can bring a date.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to come alone, hey, you never know, right? No. Yeah. But no, it's a date night, and it's we call it our dance and dine combo. So you come. Only one person has to have the service background. So you and your spouse, whether they've served or not, doesn't matter, or your new girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. But you come and you start your night with dancing, and you get a free ballroom lesson for the first hour. And then you move on to another building which has our culinary studio in it, and you learn how to create a 4-course meal together, and you enjoy it. Yeah,
how fun!
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That sounds, that would be a great date night, especially if you're the guy or the gal that doesn't like to plan the date.
Exactly.
They can just say, I'm taking you here, and it's all planned for you. You just show up, and then you're the hero, and you have a fabulous time.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the most fun program where you see the people coming in and just like totally immersing themselves and enjoying it and laughing? What do you think is like the most fun program right now you guys have going? I know it's hard.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, one of the most well attended almost every single weekend is our forging program, our bladesmithing program. We partnered with a husband and wife, Army spouse group called Recovery Forge, and from spring through the fall, they offer forging lessons on the weekend. And basically, you can come with your kids. You
don't need any experience
whatsoever.
You just come and you start pounding out knives.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. And they end up making a complete blade from beginning to end with the whole binding and everything in just a 1 or 2 day period. And you're outside, you're in the fresh air, you're banging metal. It's an active process, so you're actively learning the whole time. You're with a community of people who have served. So everybody's there with similar backgrounds.
They're all veterans then.
Absolutely.
This is just for veterans.
It's for anybody. It's for the veterans, for the active duty.
Okay.
We don't turn anyone away as long as there's a service member background, right?
Okay,
yep,
okay.
Absolutely.
So after they make these knives, do you have like knife throwing classes then? So you teach them how to throw them at targets or knife throwing competitions?
I don't think we've done that one yet.
Okay.
So we'll have to work on that
That's
one.
what my son does after he forges a knife. He tries to see what he can stick it into.
Right.
It's like outside with that. So yeah.
That is a very popular one. I would say like the second most popular is probably ceramics.
Okay.
Yeah, I've personally had veterans and service members in my classes because I teach ceramics on the weekends, and they love the idea of coming in, kind of getting dirty with mud and getting nitty and gritty and
so it's like
creating
pottery.
Oh yeah, like Ghost, everything.
Yeah, like
right?
Ghost, like you play the music.
Exactly, everything
that
but
sounds
Patrick
like a date
Swayze
night.
behind you.
Yeah.
Right? But they do. They walk away and then they have a finished pot and they put a casserole in it for dinner, and they made something of that, and they get to share it with their families.
That would be so much fun. I know the last time I did something, it was I think in the first grade, and it was an ashtray.
Yes,
a very poorly formed ashtray for my mom, which she never used because we didn't smoke.
That's
so
right.
it was like, what are we going to do with this?
Yeah, that's always the first one is the ashtray.
Yeah, I know, isn't that crazy? So No, that does sound like a great and fun
Yeah.
time. And you also have, and this may not be veteran-centric, but you also have dance classes there.
We do.
As well. So how do
Yeah.
those work, and what kind of dance do you do? And your
Oh, I wish. I have 2 left feet. I definitely don't dance. But at the Workhouse has a dance program. And the dance classes that are probably the most popular are your hula, your ballroom lessons.
hula, like Hawaiian.
Polynesian dance. Yep.
So you learn the whole storytelling and all
Absolutely.
of,
Yeah, it's a very what I love about the way they teach some of those courses there is that the teachers they come from that culture, they're immersed in that culture, they've lived that culture. So our hula teacher, she's Hawaiian, so she understands very much so the importance of the history of the hula dance, the symbology in the movement of the hands and your hips. So when she's teaching her students, it's serious for her. It's a real art form for her, and that really comes through in her teaching. And then the students feel like you're not only walking away with something that gets you off your feet, gets you moving, you're learning something new, but you're also getting a little historical knowledge and learning a little bit about other cultures.
Yeah, so it's a cultural piece and it's the dance piece.
Absolutely.
And they wear the grass skirts. Yes,
Yep,
they do
make
all
them
that
themselves.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh wow, wow.
Bamboo and everything. Yeah.
So I need to get you associated with one of Nova Veterans' partners. Onobrewery is very much into the Polynesia culture, and they have Hawaiian chef there that does their cooking, and they have these big luau's once a year during their celebration, and they bring the dancers in and all of that. So yeah, I'll have to let you know more about that, after the show.
Absolutely, that sounds great. Yeah.
So all of those programs I would definitely love to do, and I hope our veterans, will come out and take advantage of some of these great things. Now, another piece that we were talking about was your veteran exhibition that just came out. When did that come out, and how long is it going on? Tell me about that.
So we have a rolling exhibitions there, and these are exhibitional opportunities for any service member. We kind of theme them differently throughout the month. So the one that's up right now is called Veterans in Our Community, and everybody who's got work in the show is a service member of some type, whether they're a current service member active duty or a veteran retired. So there's about a half a dozen pieces, maybe a little bit more than a half a dozen pieces in the show right now. And it's open Wednesday through Saturday between the hours of 11 and 6.
And where and what building is it in?
It's in building 9A, which 9A. If you're not familiar with the Workhouse, definitely look at a map.
9A,
because we're big.
So I know one of the art pieces that we're showing here, Lady Liberty by Maria Frescas. Tell us a little bit about that piece.
That's a beautiful work. I was really excited when she submitted this work. It's quite large. It's roughly, I want to say, like 18 by 24 inches, and it's a mosaic work, so it's completely glass. Initially hanging it, we wanted to hang it in a window so you could really see the reflective quality and all the work that she put into it.
It has that cobalt blue, those gorgeous,
it's so gorgeous
colors.
Yeah, a lot of work and a lot of patience went into that, and the framing of it is gorgeous. It's just a beautiful work.
What was her intent behind this piece? What was she trying to convey? Why did she do this?
Well, I mean, I think liberty has a different meaning for a lot of people, and I think once you're somebody who's served, there's something that kind of gets ingrained in your being about being a part of the United States and representing the United States, and I think a lot of that comes through in the content of what she's displaying there too. There's also a little bit of sadness to it too. I mean, if you look at the work, it's kind of skull-like, so it's really the features of it are missing. So it's really just about the core of humanity, I think. But I probably the best person to talk about it would be Maria herself. But
of course.
Yeah, but it is a beautiful work.
And there's another piece I saw that was called Soul Kite.
Oh, yeah.
And Soul Kite was by Kevin Wallace.
Yeah,
Can you tell me a little bit about that one? You'll actually have to go to the Workhouse to see this piece.
It's a gorgeous work.
Yeah.
It's actually better to experience that piece in person, though, because I have to say it's one of the few pieces in the show that has a sound quality to it. So when you walk in front of the piece, what you're seeing is a kind of kite form. And the kite form is made out of the actual uniform that Kevin wore when he was in combat.
Oh, wow.
So there's blood stains on it.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a lot of history in just that uniform itself. And for him, taking that and repurposing that is a way of healing. And then at the very bottom right-hand corner of the work, there's this little button that says push me. And when you push it, you hear you hear some screaming, you hear some machine guns. So it's putting you in.
It's very interactive.
Very interactive. It's
that
putting you in
amazing.
The place. Yeah, it's very intense to see and to sit back and just really take that work in. And it's a massive work, too. It's a good 3 feet by 4 feet.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How moving.
Yeah, it's
how
beautiful
absolutely
work.
moving. So if people want to come out and visit the Workhouse, what's the best way for them to reach your website? What's your website URL?
Yep. So the general Workhouse website is just www.workhousearts.org. There is an S. People tend to forget the S, arts.
Workhouse Arts.
Yep. And then on that page, there's a section that says visit, and that's got various drop downs on it, but one of them has a page dedicated to just the Workhouse Military and the Arts Initiative. And that's got a ridiculous amount of information about our art therapy program, about all of our family programs for our veterans. It also talks about our subsidies because we offer scholarship for veterans and service members to take any class at the Workhouse free of charge.
That's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Free learning, free art, free dance, all these things that you guys are doing.
Yeah, ton of courses to choose from, over 800 courses a quarter. So, and there's a ridiculous amount. Yeah,
there's so much stuff, and I call you guys one of the best little hidden treasures that we're trying to unhide and get our community knowing what you do and how to get involved and come out and just partake of all these fabulous programs you have going. So I'm glad you were able to make it. Now the final part of my show I would dedicate to transportation because the solution piece of Operation Freedom 2 is discussing how to figure out the best modes of transportation for veterans when they don't have a vehicle. More seriously, how to get them to their doctor's appointments and how to get them to the grocery store and to the pharmacy, but also for programs like what you guys have.
Absolutely.
So if a veteran didn't have a vehicle, how could they make it to your Workhouse, and what's the best way to do that? And if there's not a good way, let's talk about how we can figure that out.
I am open to ideas. I wish I had a better answer. We are a little rural. When it comes to the Workhouse, we're right on the cusp of Fairfax County and Prince William County, where Occoquan is.
Right.
So we don't have a public transit system around us. There's no bus or taxi.
No
or
bus stop.
Nothing like that. So not having transportation to take part in our programs, it is something that hinders us. Absolutely. Our location, it's great because we're in 2 counties. We get that kind of support, but it's not so great because people tend to think, oh, you're way at the end of Fairfax or you're way too north in Prince William. It's a troublesome thing that I think all of us have been dealing with since we've been open for 11 years.
So no real good way with public transportation, maybe an Uber or a Lyft or something like
things
that.
Like that. Yep.
So this is kind of a pervasive challenge for us in Northern Virginia, Prince William, Fauquier, all of our counties, is trying to get veterans the transportation they need to get to their appointments and to these great programs. One of my ideas was like an Uber program where they hire veterans to drive veterans and maybe get some big corporate sponsors from car dealerships or other community businesses and corporations that see the value. We can have all the best programs in the world, but if our veterans can't get to them, what's the point?
Right, exactly.
So on my blogspot, drangemak.blogspot, there is one blog that says veteran transportation, what are your ideas? And I'm asking the community for their ideas on how we can get this solved. So I'm asking everyone out there, if you have an idea, please blog it with me, and we're going to figure this out. And transportation is going to be the subject challenge until we get it figured out. Okay. So I may be doing this for years, but hopefully it'll just be a few months.
Right.
And I'm confident that we will get this figured out, and we're going to have one of the best transportation systems for our veterans, in the area. Yeah. So thank you for that information.
Absolutely.
And Debra, I appreciate you coming in today. Yeah. I loved learning about all these programs. I get so excited every time I hear about it because you're literally like 12 miles from my house.
Yay.
So I am going to get in there and forge a knife or do something.
Right. Get you on a dance floor.
Yeah, or that pottery, do something like that. So I'm excited to get involved. Thank you so much for coming and sharing what you do, and look forward to having you maybe back again in the future.
Oh, please. I would love to come back.
Yeah. So thank you for tuning in today. Feel free to tune in next month in January when things heat up with Operation Freedom 2, and we invite in some hot yoga instructors, and we learn about this intense but incredible yoga and therapy that we can all do for ourselves. to find out more information on us, you can go to Dr. Ange Mack Blogspot or my YouTube channel, and feel free to blog away and let me know your thoughts. If you want to get information on the Workhouse Military and the Arts Initiative, you can go to my Blogspot as well. I'll have the lineup of every guest I bring in and how to reach them. So until next time, enjoy your freedom to be creative.